Picture this, a planet vast, round, and ancient. Oceans once lapped at its shores. Skies once burned with sunlight, but now silent. It wanders through the galaxy without a star, no dawn, no sunlight, only internal light. Science calls them rogue planets, but I like to think of them as the ghosts of the cosmos. Worlds cut loose from their homes, sentenced to drift forever in the dark between the stars. And here's the thing, astronomers estimate there may be billions of them in our galaxy alone. Billions of lost worlds, invisible to the eye, floating just beyond our reach. Tonight we're going to wonder with them. We'll trace how they were born, how we spotted them, the myths they inspired, and the chilling what-ifs that keep both scientists and storytellers awake at night. Welcome to Nightly Haven, where shadows whisper and even the stars have secrets.
Fear tingles down your spine and hairs stand on end. Mysteries unknown and tales in the dark. Are you ready? Hello?
Let's start at the beginning. To understand rogue planets, you first have to imagine how planets are born. Picture a young star, a fiery newborn surrounded by a swirling disk of gas and dust. Over millions of years, that dust clumps together, colliding, sticking, and eventually forming the worlds as we know. But younger star systems are messy, chaotic. Planets tug at each other, jostling for space like siblings in the backseat of a car. Sometimes those gravitational tugs get a little violent. One world grows too large and another is flung outward, with enough force to escape completely, shot out into the void, never to return. Other times, a passing star drifts too close. Its gravity acts like a cosmic slingshot, yanking planets out of their orbits. Suddenly, what once was a warm, sunlit world becomes a castaway doomed to wander. And this isn't rare either. Astronomers think it might happen constantly in young star clusters, which means that for every star with a family of planets, there may be just as many planets out there with no stars at all. Think about that. For every familiar solar system like ours, there are countless of lonely worlds we can't even see. Now, spotting something that is essentially invisible, it's tricky. Planets don't shine. They don't reflect the light of a star. They're like cosmic ninjas out there, but unseen. And yet, we've caught glimpses. In 2012, astronomers found one about 80 light years away, TSO J318.5-22, a giant roughly the size of Jupiter, drifting completely alone. They spotted it using infrared telescopes because even without a star, a young planet still glows faintly with leftover heat. Then in 2016, using a technique called gravitational microlensing, more on that in a moment, astronomers detect what might be the smallest rogue planet ever discovered. It was only a little bigger than Earth's moon, proof that not only giants roam the dark, but small rocky worlds too. And the numbers are staggering. Some studies suggest there may be twice as many rogue planets in the Milky Way as there are stars. Let that sink in. If there were about 200 billion stars, that could mean 400 billion lonely planets drifting in eternal night. So how do you spot something that hides in the dark? Two main tricks. First, the infrared telescopes. Planets, especially younger ones, still have and internal heat from their formation, they don't shine like stars, but they glow faintly in infrared, the kind of light we can't see but our detectors can. It's like searching for embers in a pitch black room. Second, gravitational microlensing. This one's wild. Einstein predicted that gravity bends light like a magnifying glass. So if a rogue planet drifts in front of a background star, its gravity bends that starlight, briefly brightening it. The effect lasts only hours or days, but if you catch it, you know a hidden object just passed by. That's how we've found some of the smallest rogue planets, by watching stars flicker in strange ways, revealing invisible wonders crossing in front of them. And here's the spooky part. If we can only catch them by chance, think about how many must have slipped by unnoticed. Now, let's take this from abstract to the visceral. Imagine you're standing on the surface of a rogue planet. The sky above you is pitch black, darker than any night on Earth. No stars twinkle because your eyes can't adjust to such emptiness. Maybe far in the distance you see faint galaxies, tiny smudges of light. But the heavens would be eerily still. The ground beneath your boots, frozen solid, with no sunlight. Surface temperatures would plunge to hundreds of degrees below zero. Any atmosphere would be thin, icy, and unbreathable. But here's the twist. Some rogue planets may still harbor warm deep inside. Radioactive elements in their cores could keep them geologically active. Under thick crust of ice, entire oceans might exist. Hidden seas warmed by geothermal heat. Picture it. An alien ocean trapped under miles of frozen crust. In the internal light, could something swim there? Could life have adapted to a world without a sun? Here's where science meets speculation. Life as we know it needs three things: liquid, energy, and the right chemistry. Rogue planets could provide some of those ingredients. Instead of sunlight, life might feed off heat from the hydrothermal vents, like the strange creatures that thrive in Earth's deepest oceans. Imagine blind, bioluminescent organisms drifting through black waters, never knowing a sun even exists. But here's the important part. While scientists like to theorize about possibilities, life itself is no accident. God is the author of life on Earth and everywhere else. If rogue planets do hold creatures in their dark oceans, it wouldn't be because chance seeded them there. It would be because the Creator designed life to thrive even in the most impossible places. That changes the tone. These worlds aren't proof that life just happens. They're reminders of how vast and creative God's work really is. Of course, humans being humans, we've spun myths around the idea of hidden planets for centuries. You've probably heard of Planet X, the mysterious world some believe lurked at the edge of our solar system. In the early 20th centuries, astronomers noticed oddities in Uranus and Neptune's orbits and thought an unseen planet was tugging on them. They called it Planet X. Eventually, we discovered Pluto instead, and the math didn't hold up, but the idea stuck. And then there's Nibiru, a supposed rogue planet that doomsday theorists claimed would collide with Earth in 2012, tied to the Mayan calendar. Spoiler, it didn't. But the legend caught fire online, and even today, whispers of a hidden planet resurface every few years. In biblical prophecies, some point to wormwood from Revelations, a star or object falling from the sky, poisoning waters. Could it be a comet? A rogue planet? People connect dots and myths take root. The truth? Science has found no evidence of a Nibiru on a crash course. But the fact that we keep imagining unseen worlds in the dark says a lot about how deeply the idea of cosmic wonders haunt us. So let's play with some what ifs. What if in advanced civilizations used a rogue planet as a stealth ship, hollowing it out, building inside, traveling the galaxy unseen? Who would know? A planet doesn't show up on radar. It's the perfect cloak. What if there's a rogue planet lurking in our own backyard, in the Oort cloud, the icy shell at the edge of our solar system? Too dark for us to detect, too far out for us to reach, but close enough that one day we might. What if Earth itself had been influenced by a rogue planet a long time ago? Ancient collisions and near misses that altered our orbit, tilted our axis, or shook history in ways we have forgotten. These aren't certainties, but they are possibilities, and they are fun to theorize about. And they remind us the universe is bigger and stranger than we dare to imagine. So why do rogue planets grip our imagination so much? Maybe because they mirror something in us. We all know what it means to feel cut loose, to drift, to wonder without belonging. Rogue planets are cosmic metaphors for loneliness, for exile, for survival in the dark. But they're also a symbol of resilience. Stripped of their stars, they still endure. They still wonder. They still exist, stubbornly against the odds. Maybe that's why storytellers like me keep returning to them. Movies, novels, myths, time and time again. The rogue planet drifts into view, reminding us of the thin line between light and darkness, between home and the void. So, the next time you look up in the sky, remember this. For every star you see, there may be twice as many planets you don't. Invisible, silent, drifting through the dark. Somewhere out there, a world like ours may be wandering alone. Its oceans frozen, its skies black, and its stories unknown. But it exists, waiting, drifting, haunting the shadows between suns. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll meet one, because not all ghosts haunt houses. Some haunt the stars. Have a good night, guys. Bye.